You are listening to Finessing the Essay, a podcast where New Design High School students share their stories about crafting their personal essays for their college applications.
Hi.
Hello, your host Fabian back here with a new set of 11th graders to tell us about how they finessed their essay. Why don't we meet our guests for this episode? Introduce yourself, please.
Hi, my name is Isabelle.
Hi, my name is Eva.
Hi, my name is Jay.
Excellent. Nice to meet you all. Thank you for joining us. So as you know, this podcast is we're exploring the process of writing your college essays and learning a little bit about what your experience has been like starting this college search process and applying for colleges. So let's just start in the very beginning and look at your essay. Can you tell us a little bit about the process that you took to write your essay? How did you brainstorm? How did you come up with the topic that you eventually chose?
Would you like me to go first?
If you want.
I was told to pick. So weird hearing myself. So weird. I was chose to pick something that meant a lot to me or something that I related personally to based off of the prompt we were given. So I'm transgender, so I picked writing about being transgender and my own personal experience I had, exploring my identity and becoming comfortable with it. So I chose that because it meant a lot to me. And then I broke down from a beginning, middle, and end. We had a outline we could have used. I didn't put a lot of detail in my outline. I put a rough general idea that I wanted for each part, and then I just let my creativity fill in the blanks.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing that. Someone else, what was the process like for you? So you did an outline, but you didn't use a lot of details in your outline. It was just to guide your writing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for mine, I picked something that was really close to me, and that was being the only daughter of full of boys. So it was it's something new. I feel like no one has ever written about it. So yeah.
How many brothers do you have?
I only have two, but it's
But
just
still,
two.
you're the girl in the house.
Yeah.
Older or younger?
Older. I'm the youngest.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, you relate. You're like.
I'm technically an only child, but I have step siblings.
Oh, okay.
So I've both been in the role of being the older sibling and being the younger sibling. So I get the annoyance. I also grew up with older male cousins who are protective of me and kind of played the sibling role in my life. So I get it a little bit.
We're gonna come back to that. I want you to already start thinking about what did you learn in writing this experience, right? So, what about you? What was the
I
process
went the
like?
easy way out, and I just wrote about my mom.
Ooh.
I know it was
Why do you
simple.
say that's the easy way out?
Because I feel like I didn't put that much thought into it, and I just but I asked Emily if I can rewrite it.
Oh, so you weren't necessarily happy with the way it turned out?
Yeah, I wasn't.
Okay, it could have been better, but the decision you made to kind of
And Emily helped me through it too, though, because she gave me an outline of questions I can answer. But after a while, I just I didn't.
Did you lose interest in it?
Yeah.
Yes. So it sounds to me like you lost interest in a topic that you weren't completely bought into, but both of you had topics you really cared about. So it probably was easier for you to write. Awesome. Do any of you have maybe a favorite part or a line in the essay that you remember? Is there any section where you're like, oh, I really like this part?
I actually have one.
Yeah?
I switched between pronouns when using mine, referring to younger me as a she, because personally I will always see my younger self as a little girl, even though I no longer identify that as that. So I wrote this line specifically saying she was afraid, but now he's no longer afraid to speak up for himself. That was one of the lines I had wrote in my college essay.
Wow, that's phenomenal. So your use of the actual pronouns switching as you developed this consciousness of what your identity was. Oh, that's great. Anyone else? Okay. What do you wish you knew about this process before you started? If you could go back in time and tell yourself, you kind of already have something, right?
I just tell myself to think more about it, think something that makes you more unique and stuff.
Okay, yeah. Something that makes you more unique. Any other thing you wish you knew before you started this process?
I had the same thought process as you. When we did the first college essay we wrote,
Oh, yeah,
I
I
lost
like mine.
complete interest in the topic I was writing. I did not like it at all because I liked what I was doing, but I didn't like the road it was going down.
Yeah.
It was too generalized, and the parts where I was getting specific at wasn't good.
Yeah. So it sounds to me like put more effort into choosing a topic, and then make sure you choose a topic that you really care about. One that you can spend time with and not lose interest in and get real detailed on, right? Okay. Well, let's look at these stories a little bit more deeply. What did you learn about yourself through this experience? Like, what's the lesson that you learned that you think shows future colleges why you're a good candidate to be a college student?
That's a
Why
good
don't you start by
question.
just saying what you learned about yourself through the essay?
Okay, so from the essay, I learned that like I have to care for myself. Like as much as I want to be as feminine as I want to be, I can't. It's like I try, but I just can't. Yeah, it's like it's in within myself. I have
Yeah.
to find that within me.
Interesting, because you've been conditioned and brought up a certain way because of your environment.
Yeah.
Are you saying that you would judge yourself previously?
Yeah, it's like I was always like, oh, I could be like my brothers, or I was always in competition with them. So
Yeah.
it's like I have to just be me.
Yeah,
I could
but
be
it's okay
myself.
for you not to be that either.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you learned that, your identity is unique and you can be whoever you want to be.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Anyone else learn a lesson about yourself through this process?
Honestly, me and Eva had the same lesson. It was acceptance, learning how to accept yourself.
Yeah, learning how to accept
Yeah,
yourself.
that's right.
Yeah.
I got nothing. I'm sorry.
Well, it's also because of the essay you wrote,
Yeah.
right? That's why you're rewriting it? Okay.
I got a question. What about your mom were you trying to write about?
Well, I was just trying to talk about like how like I've always witnessed her being hardworking and independent and stuff. How like that inspired me, but then like I just lost track. Like I just stopped. I was like repeating stuff. I just didn't know what else to say.
Because I was about to say, that's a pretty nice story.
Yeah.
But I guess a lot of people might write about their moms.
Yeah, that's what I'm like talking like.
Yeah, Okay. All right. Because shout out to the moms out in the
Yeah.
Listening world,
Yeah,
right?
Mother's Day's coming up.
Yeah,
y'all.
we still love you, Mom. Even though we may want to write a different essay.
Yeah, those were for your mom, right?
Yeah, today's her birthday actually.
Aw, that's cute.
that's
Happy
awesome.
birthday.
All right. Happy birthday.
Do you guys have any sense of what colleges are looking for?
Um,
Like, what are colleges looking for in college students? You probably talked about this in class.
Nothing too expensive. Praying to God. Nothing
Wait,
too expensive.
so you're looking for? We're gonna get to colleges that you're looking at,
Oh.
but do you have an idea of what colleges are looking for in terms of candidates? What type of students you're looking for?
I know sometimes they look for athletics.
Okay.
Yeah, stuff.
Okay, Liam.
Perfectionist mainly. Like they look for people that know their stuff.
Okay, so they're looking
Good SAT scores.
Yep.
people who have
I'm
good
scared to get my
SAT
score
scores, they have good grades. You said people who know their stuff. You said athletics, not just athletics.
I don't know. No, I'm just saying like scholarships. Like they scout like specific people.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, I would say it's not just scholarships or like athletics. It's like they look for individuals who have multiple interests, who are committed to, like, let's say clubs, multiple clubs. And it's not just like you look at someone who's in 100 clubs, but they don't really commit to one thing. That may not always be good. But if you have someone who's in like 2 or 3 clubs and they've been in those clubs for a few years, you can see that they're passionate about something and they're committed to it. Are you guys in any clubs or have any passions outside of school?
I'm in a after school program.
Yeah, what is it?
It's GCSA. It's basically it's a mentoring program. So I have my own personal mentor that I have conversations with, and the times where I'm not having Zoom meetings and conversations with my mentor, I'm learning either how to apply to colleges, how to balance my money, or stuff that I need to learn as I get older. And once I graduate, I will be given a grant worth to up to $9,000 that I'm going to be allowed to use towards college or anything that I technically want. I'm probably going to use that money towards my application fees, because the application fees could go anywhere from $25 to like $100.
Whoa, that is
I
crazy.
like never knew you have to like pay for applications until like recently.
Right.
And it's just like, what's the point? And then like, what if you get like rejected?
Yeah.
You paid money for no
Yeah.
reason.
You
Yeah.
get paid money to reach. Oh man, welcome to adulthood, y'all.
I want to
just
go back
saying.
to having nap time.
Exactly. I don't want
I didn't even have nap time in elementary school.
I was in
In pre-K?
pre-K. You did not have nap time in pre-K?
Nope.
Well, when you get to
wish.
college, you'll get to make your schedule, and you can actually build in nap time to your schedule, right?
I guess.
Or
My nap
not.
time gonna be like an hour long.
Yeah,
Or
my
not.
naps are naps. Like we learned in DFL that naps should be like 15 minutes long. So I'd be no.
Well,
No,
they're-
like,
they
I agree,
should
but,
be.
like,
Oh, yeah.
no.
They should
They
be.
should be shorter.
Yeah, but
Anything
like so I
longer
just tell my
than-
Alexa, I'm like, Alexa, wake me up 15 minutes, and then it rings. I'm just like another 15 minutes, and then another 15 minutes, and then I just fall asleep.
Girl, that's sleep. You're getting
Yeah,
some
that's sleep. That's not
That
a
is
nap.
sleep. That's not nap. All right,
That's just
back to
resting your
topic. Back to
eyes.
topic. All right, we're not writing an essay. Maybe you should write about naps. No, still not. Okay, we're gonna see if we can come up with a good topic for her before we leave. Right.
I already have a topic.
All right, we're gonna close with your topic.
Okay.
Okay, be ready to pitch it to us so we can see if we agree. All right. Well, we've come to the last section for this podcast. And I want you to think about your future. First off, do either of you already have a dream school in mind? Maybe somewhere you want to go? If so, where? And if not a dream school, think about, do you want to stay in city or leave New York City, and why? You said you do have a dream school.
Oh,
What is it?
it's NYU. I want to go
Oh,
for nursing.
yeah.
Whoa.
NYU.
You would be a good nurse, Eva. You always been like really sweet to me in middle school. You would be a good nurse.
My sister went to Kingsborough for. It's like I think it's quicker too.
Yeah.
So you want to go to NYU and you want to study nursing. I teach at NYU, so big ups to people who want to go to NYU. That's great. You have a dream school? Or
Well, I don't know. Like, but I want to stay like in state.
Okay.
I don't know, but like, cause I feel like college out of state is too expensive.
okay.
So.
So you want to stay in state, but it sounds like you may not want to stay in New York City.
No, I do want to stay in New York City.
Okay. So you want to stay closer to home?
Yeah, but like I'm talking about like upstate, like Albany. You know.
Okay. So you don't mind going to somewhere in New York State, but somewhere close enough you can take the train home or something along those lines, right?
Yeah.
Is the cost of going out of state the only reason why you wouldn't want to go out of state?
No, I feel like I'm gonna miss my family too much.
Yeah. No, it's real, man. It's a real concern to have. You know, I grew up in El Paso, Texas, which is in the Southwest. I went to school in Washington, D.C. And I kid you not, I mean, I left and only came home for Christmas, right? And then would go back. So I only visited my family 4 times while I was in college. And the only time they came up to college was graduation, right? So it was a very unique experience. I don't regret it. I learned a lot about myself. I became a very independent adult, but it was hard at times not having that family support, you know? Do you have a dream school or a sense of where you want to go in terms of out of state, in state?
I don't have a dream school. I have a dream profession, but
Okay.
not, I want to be an art therapist.
All right.
There's multiple different like schools I can go to. I consider it NYU. That is a consideration for me because I heard they do have a good program for therapy there, and then I could just take a minor in art. If I didn't stay in New York, I would go to New Jersey because I have family in New Jersey, so I already have a residence that I could just stay in, and I have the ability to be familiar with my surroundings
Yeah.
because I already know someone there. So I wouldn't go to New Jersey. I would go to New Jersey, but if I didn't have any kind of connection to New Jersey already, I wouldn't have gone to it. I would have just to New York. But I'm sticking between finding a school in New Jersey or finding a school in New York.
All right. So I guess one of the questions is about your view for yourself 5 years from now, 10 years from now. So 5 years, 10 years from now, you see yourself as an art therapist working in schools?
I would either work in I wouldn't mind working in a school actually, or like kind of like hospitals.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind being someone who in a hospital or
Maybe private practice.
yeah,
or
like a
sort of-
private practice. I wouldn't mind doing either or.
Yeah.
Personally, I would probably prefer to work with children or minors. I would prefer
Yeah.
to work with minors. because there's a big change you can make to when someone's that young and to
Yeah.
help them grow from there compared to where your mind's already like set into a certain mindset when you're an adult.
Yeah, completely makes sense. 10 years from now, you're a working nurse in New York City.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I want to work with babies in the NICU.
Okay.
The NICU nurse. Yeah.
How did you? I mean, what was the drive? I mean, what drew you to that?
I don't know. I seen like my mom's friend, so she worked at
Okay.
she works at the hospital, and so I was like, what has, I want to know. So she said the NICU nurse, and I was like, what is that? Like, I don't know. So I started doing my own research, and I don't know. I found it interesting.
Oh,
You'll be
that's
allowed to hold the babies.
I know.
Yeah.
They're so tiny.
Do you have a vision for yourself 5 years from now, 10 years from now?
Yeah, definitely in college. Don't know where, but I don't know. I don't really like because I've always said I want to major in psychology, but I don't know. I'm having second thoughts. But I feel like it's good that I'm having second thoughts now
Yeah.
instead of like then.
Yeah, like I said, when I went to school, I went to what's called a liberal arts college. I went in thinking I was going to study poli-sci, political science. I wanted to be a politician. I wanted to help people's lives. I took my first political science class. There was 120 kids in that class, and I was not having it. And I took my first English class, and I thought I was a very good writer. I loved writing, and I got my worst English grade I ever got. But it was amazing because like I learned so much. I thought I was good, and this was a small class, and he helped me. The teacher really helped me with my writing, and that kind of became my focus, right? So it's okay to change your mind, not all the time, right? But don't feel like you have to be locked into something right now. Right? That's part of what college is for, figuring it out. Well, we have one more question. I want you to think about what advice would you give to younger students just starting this process. So think about 10th graders who are about to become 11th graders and about to join Emily and Scott's class. Is there any advice you would give to them about the process?
Talk about your feelings more. I feel like that's what colleges look for a lot. They look for your emotions. 'Cause
Is it interesting you say that? Because I've been having some conversations with other adults. They say that today's kids don't necessarily talk about their feelings a lot.
yeah, they don't. They suppress it a lot. So it's just like you could talk about it. It's fine. No one's here to judge you. So it's like speak about it.
So you do think that today's generation doesn't necessarily share their emotions that well?
Yeah, no. I feel like everything's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be worried about, so why talk about it? But you're saying do it. It's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any other advice?
Build a routine. I'm gonna be honest. Having a routine made a lot of stuff easier. And being like what Eva said, being willing to be vulnerable and to talk stuff out can help with the whole process way easier. Being able to go through your emotions when writing something and not having to worry that you're doing too much is honestly a better feeling than worrying that you're gonna overdo it. Being comfortable in the ability that you already have and not the ability that you want is something that I had to learn. So learn to be more comfortable with what you have and who you are currently, and know that you can build up to something more or something like more grand is advice I would give.
Wonderful. Any last advice you would give?
I would just say like really think about the topic. Like choose something that makes you unique to you, that you like can feel vulnerable, like not vulnerable, but like you can talk about it, And I don't know.
On that note, what's your new topic that you're going to be writing an essay about?
Well, I'm stuck. I don't really know. Like I'm too shy to say it. That's why.
Okay, all right. You'll have to stick in to the next time we come together to find out what the topic was. Any last shout outs to your peoples in the virtual world?
No.
No.
Awesome. All right.
You have been listening to Finessing the Essay, a Spark Campus Studio production.